Next speaker is from the Hoosier state of Indiana and believes the best way to strengthen America is to strengthen our families, defend the unborn, provide health care that works, improve education, and produce efficient, effective government. What a novel idea. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Indiana Congressman Marlin Stutzman.
Good morning. It's great to be here with you this morning. Glad to see this room so filled this morning. It's going to be a great day. I'm excited to be here with you all, and of course, want to thank Family Research Council, Tony Perkins, to FRC Action, Josh Duggar, all great, wonderful warriors for the conservative cause, and appreciate all that they do for not only us here in Washington fighting the fight in Congress, but for getting the word out across the land in so many different ways to make a difference. You know, I was looking at the lineup this morning, and it's a little intimidating. You look at Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Michelle Bachmann, Oliver North. I kind of feel like I'm just the warm-up act at a Tim Hawkins show. Or better yet, I think I now know what it feels like to be a chaperone on a Duggar date. What a great family. Josh is such a good friend, and their family, what a great testimony they have in the work that they're doing, and so appreciative of them. You know, we're here together because we want to provide such an important voice, a needed voice here in Washington for American values. I am Marlin Stutzman. I'm from the great state of Indiana. And I'm first of all, and I'm in this order. I'm a Christian. I'm a husband to Christy Stutzman, father to Peyton and Preston. I'm a conservative, and I'm a Republican. But before I entered into politics, I was a Hoosier farmer. I grew up on a farm in the small town of Howe in northeast Indiana, and I learned many lessons in life from my grandfather Andrew, from my father Albert. You know, working on a family farm, it's hard work, but I enjoyed it. I can tell you I never fully understood the values that I would learn while cleaning out cow manure from the cow pens. But God knew. God knew that I would need that lesson when He sent me to Congress. I have to brag a little bit about Indiana. Good things are happening in Indiana. Our economy is growing, and we were listed by George Mason University as the third freest state in the nation. It also doesn't hurt that we live next door to Illinois. In Illinois, the politicians' philosophy is quite different. Just like Obama, they love big government. In fact, Illinois politicians, they arrange with their executors to bury them in Chicago because they still want to be politically active after they die. You know, our values are under threat today. And recently, it's only become much worse. Big government progressives are interested in marginalizing, dividing, and silencing critics who provide a different point of view. They believe that the solutions are found in the federal government. We believe the American people have the answers. There are three institutions that I believe in that God has ordained. First of all, the family. Second of all, the church. And third, the government. Each one of these institutions play a very significant role. And if they're out of balance, things can go wrong. The family has to be strong. We have to have fathers in the home. Divorce rates need to be lowered. We need to love and support single-parent families. The church has a critical role in our communities. They need to have community awareness and involvement, supporting the family, building character in young people. If those two are fulfilling their appropriate role, the government will then fulfill its appropriate role: national defense, infrastructure. So when I think about what makes America great, we can think of a lot of things: our history, our culture, hard work, entrepreneurship. All these qualities make us unique to the rest of the world. Sadly, there's a new formula here in Washington, D.C. about how to start a small business. Have you heard about this? Well, take your hard-earned money, start a large business, and then wait 1 year. After 1 year, you'll have a small business. America has never been a mindless mass. We have always been one country that celebrated and encouraged the power of each individual to dream, to work, to live his life in peace. When the left makes it easier for people to lose their individual dignity by convincing them to trade their dignity for dependence, it is the height of disrespect. Many on the left forget quickly that the United States government would not exist without the people. It is quickly becoming a government above the people, without the people, and against the people. For proof of that, look no further than the acronyms NSA, EPA, and IRS. The NSA above the people, EPA without the people, and the IRS against the people. I'd say we'd be better off if the NSA, EPA, and IRS were MIA. It's time that we cut the federal government back down to the size of the original piece of parchment that it was written on. But in spite of everything, I still believe in America. When I think about American greatness, I don't think about inside the Beltway. I think of the American people. Since our founding, we have grown from 13 colonies to a country that now stands as the world's lone superpower. And we are that superpower because our government, because our people have had the freedom to create, explore, innovate, and invent. We must protect this individual freedom and make sure the government doesn't squeeze anyone's ability to grow, succeed, or live the American dream. You see, it's important that the first 3 words of the Constitution are a reminder to every politician. It's not we the government, but it's we the people. We all come from different places and have different stories. Yet our belief in the American dream is what unites every one of us. This is my vision for a strong America. I believe that a strong America is a place where religious liberty is embraced and no longer threatened by overreaching federal health care mandates. I see a strong America. I see a strong America as a land where families decide where their children attend school. Whether it's a choice amongst public schools, a voucher for a private school, or the protection to homeschool. Education is critical to a free society. The federal government that overtakes families and individual states' responsibilities is out of line. A strong America is a place where people don't need to depend on the federal government because opportunities exist for all who work and embrace personal responsibility. I believe in an America that stands shoulder to shoulder against tyranny with our friends and allies around the world and never, ever abandons God's people in Israel. I also firmly believe that a strong America is one that protects the lives of the born and the unborn. I want to share with you a story. There was a young lady who was 17 years old. All of a sudden found herself in an unexpected pregnancy. She was actually the daughter of a pastor, large family, very involved in the community, and found herself in a very, very difficult situation. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know who to talk to. She didn't know where to go. On top of that, her family, her father and mother's home, where her and 10 children lived, burnt to the ground. She had lost everything. She actually found herself laying on a floor one night in a neighbor's home, crying and sobbing because she didn't know what to do. She knew that if she could get to Kalamazoo, Michigan, there was an abortion clinic there. She knew that if she could just find a ride, find a car to get to the abortion clinic, she could take care of this problem. She was sobbing, she was crying. One night, some of the other people in another room heard her crying. And she knew that the secret was no longer, she wasn't going to be able to hide this secret much longer. Since she couldn't get to Kalamazoo to do the abortion, she finally decided that she's going to have to tell someone. And so she told her mother. She didn't want to tell her boyfriend. She didn't know what he would say. She didn't want to tell her father. He was the pastor. Of course, he would be embarrassed. But her mother was a lady that she finally decided to trust. And my grandmother grabbed my mom and told her it was going to be okay. We are all going to mess up, but we have to reach out in love. We have to reach out with a helping hand. We have to be willing to say, I'm going to stand beside you, and I'm going to help you get through this time. Because if we don't, government's going to try to. We have to be the ones to reach out and help. Just like my mother, just like my grandmother, just like my father and my grandfather, they fully embody what it means to believe in each other and that all life has value. And it is because of that belief today, before more doctors, teachers, athletes, scientists, and even small-town farmers lose their opportunity to live their own story, let this generation be the one to stop abortion in America. So we need each and every one of you. Thank you for being here today. It is critical, because if our voices aren't heard, many across the country's voices will not be heard in Washington. We need to build relationships. It never hurts to smile when you're talking with your liberal friends. Just keep smiling. It makes them nervous. We need to be happy warriors, willing to go out and show up at places where they don't expect us to show up. Build relationships with our officials in office. And you know what? If you have the opportunity, take the opportunity to run for office if you feel that's what you're led. America was founded on freedom and liberty, and we are the guardians of that legacy. Let's stand together and fight to keep our nation strong. Let's stand together and fight for a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Family Research Council, FRC Action. Thank you for making a difference in people's lives. God bless each one of you, and God bless America.